Host Podcast.
I always viewed myself as a child and everyone else as an adult because I started so young. So I actually feel like that helped keep my ego down.
Mm-hmm.
Well, my dad, he promised that I will wash toilets.
If you ever
Something
do
like that.
And dance on the pole in the bars if I'm not going to school and going to start working as a model.
It's like
That's
him loving my personality. So I think that where a lot of people like tamped my personality down, where he like made me feel better about it, definitely contributed to me being willing to finally go up on stage. Oh no, come right in. Don't worry about it. It'll be, how's Karl doing these days? And I'm like, I don't know, he's the same. Like, leave me alone. I'm not making you the casting director for his stuff. Like, that is not our relationship.
I regret being adult too, yeah.
But how do we go back?
How do we go back?
She was born in Salt Lake City, a place of white skies and quiet ambition.
At 12, completely unaware of the fashion world, Heidi Mount was discovered. By 20, she became Karl Lagerfeld's muse.
She walked the world's runways, starred in global campaigns, and lived inside the pages of fashion's most iconic stories.
Her elegance was effortless, her presence unforgettable, but fashion was just one chapter.
Behind the couture gowns and camera flashes, she carried something rare, a sharp wit, a fearless voice.
She stepped off the runway and onto the mic, swapping silence for punchlines.
Today, she takes on a different kind of stage, not to model a look, but to speak her truth and make us laugh along the way.
Welcome to Fashion Host Podcast, and today with us is amazing model, comedian, and a friend, Heidi Mount.
Hi.
Heidi Wentworth.
Oh yes, sorry, I cut you off.
So she's going by two names because she's
Because I like to be difficult. No, Heidi Mount was what I did when I came up in fashion. I was married, it was my ex-husband's name. And when I started acting and doing comedy, I went back to my maiden name, just to make it difficult for everyone.
Okay. So, Heidi, how would you describe your profession to a 5-year-old?
Which profession? Why am I
Yes.
talking to a 5-year-old? First,
Well-
Because they might watching us.
okay.
Yeah. They want to be like Heidi one day when they grow up.
So I do have actually had to talk to kids about what I do, and I like to explain that I do anything to prevent myself from sitting in an office. It is the most important thing. I like to tell them that I get to have my photo taken, and I like to be the center of attention. So people are always looking at me, whichever line of work I'm choosing to do.
That's
Yes,
amazing.
and enjoying.
So you're
looking
sitting
at
in
you.
the right spot right now. You are the center of attention today
And shining on us.
and shining on us.
Yes.
So Heidi, you were discovered at
12.
12.
I
And you
was
actually
thinking
started
earlier.
working at 12.
I did my first test at 12, and then I was in LA over my birthday, so I turned 13 while I was there. But yeah, I was 12. I was at the Britney Spears tour, very begrudgingly. I did not want to be there. It was my sister's thing, but my mom was like, we're doing a girls' night, we're going. And this woman came up to me and said, oh, she's from Ford. And I was like, my dad works in cars. So I was like, cool. Like, I don't care that you work with my dad. And then she wanted to take pictures of me. I had no idea. I was 12. I had no idea what was happening. My mom's all excited, thinks it's the coolest thing ever, which she does not now. But thought I was posting it. Oh my God, back then she was like, this is amazing. Everything. They took Polaroids, and then we watched the concert. And my mom was like, I did not know who Britney Spears was. And she regretted that as well. I come from a religious background. And we got home, and my dad is in the kitchen. I remember this so vividly. We walked through the door. My dad is standing in the kitchen, and my mom comes in and goes, oh my God, guess what? Heidi got discovered she's going to be a model from Ford Models. And my dad goes, absolutely not. I'm not going to see my daughter on the centerfold of Playboy.
Of course.
Which went really well for
what
me.
modeling is.
Yeah, that's where we all go immediately. Went really well for me because my mom was like, you're looking at Playboy? What do you mean you're looking at Playboy? And I just like tiptoed downstairs to my bedroom. I was like, I'm gonna let them solve that. And then like 5 months later, I was in LA shooting. So
Playboy?
my mom won.
Playboy.
No, do you guys remember when Playboy became like fashionable for a hot second and like everyone
Was that
in
that
it?
time?
I was on first option for it and I was like, I have to get this. I have to. This is so, my dad being able to be like, I told you so would be amazing, but I didn't get it. So rude.
Well, my dad, he promised that I will wash toilets
if you ever do
Something like
nude.
that.
and dance on the pole in the bars if I'm not going to school and going to start working as a model.
It's like-
that was his
But the
prediction.
dad's
That's
perception-
prediction.
Yeah.
Immediately, the dads are just like, oh, they're prostitutes.
Yeah.
Or sex workers. That's the word you're supposed
Well,
to use.
not
now.
in my case. My father took me to modeling school.
Oh, so you have like a healthy, well-rounded family.
Well, I wanted to
Or
be
did
a
he
soccer
want all the money
player.
off of
No, soccer player. But my father was a model too, so.
Oh, okay. So
But
that's
I wanted to
different.
be a soccer player, and he's like,
No daughter of mine
no.
is going to do that manly
let's,
stuff.
let's do some modeling thing.
See, if you'd been raised here, soccer's a girly thing here.
Yeah.
You
So-
would have made no money.
Heidi, how you at such a young age you started to working in this glamorous world where there's a lot of egos and pressure and everything. How did you manage to stay grounded there and be a real
God.
person?
Grounded?
No,
Were you ever?
Am I wrong?
No, you are.
Insane. No.
No.
No, I am really lucky. So at that age, my mom traveled everywhere with me. And then when my mom couldn't, because she does have 5 kids, my mom couldn't, my aunt came with me for the first time to New York when I was 14. She was with me in LA. There was another model from Idaho. I'm from Utah. Idaho's right above there. And her mom would, like, my mom would watch her and we'd go to LA, and then the moms would swap. And then as I got a little older, at like 15, I started paying chaperones to go with me, which does give like a warped attitude, but I always had a grown up with me, which I feel like a lot of girls don't have that opportunity. Like I would meet a lot of girls that either their families couldn't afford it, because if you're not making money yet, the agency isn't paying for your mom to go. Your mom is paying for your mom to go, and then hopefully you can start paying for it yourself. But there's a lot of girls that didn't have that opportunity, or girls that got mad that their moms were there and they were embarrassed, which I get. It is embarrassing, but retrospect, thank God.
Right?
Because like I didn't go to nightclubs at 12. I didn't go to any of the, nobody could do anything. I also didn't have a stage mom. So like my mom just sat over there and like
I never
let
saw
me
her.
do everything. I think, how old were you when we met?
17.
That's why, because 16 was when I stopped having that. So I say so young. No, you would have met, because my mom would just show up sometimes.
I don't remember seeing your mom.
Europe tended to be the chaperones, but my
But
mom.
even in New York.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, she's very quiet.
Yeah, you've been hiding her
Yeah,
very well.
very well.
Shockingly, she doesn't have my personality.
Okay.
She,
Or you don't have her.
I have my dad's personality.
Dad's personality.
So she would like literally sit in a corner and read a book. And the only time she ever said anything, and also clients loved her because she would sit in a corner and read a book. But the only time she ever said anything, I was on a shoot. I think I was 13. It was in LA before I'd ever come here. And they wanted me to wear this shirt that was slightly transparent, but not really. And it was just in the lights and it was a beauty shot. And it definitely, I mean, it was for a teen magazine. They weren't going to, but I was uncomfortable. And I kept saying like, hey, I don't want to wear this. I don't. Like,
You were saying that to the crew?
to the
Or
crew,
mom?
to the stylist. No, my mom was like sat over and she sat there and she watched me do it and she watched me say it over and over again. And then finally she came over.
They
and was
didn't
like,
listen to you.
No.
Nope.
They just
kept being like-
ignored you?
No, they kept doing the, oh, you won't see it. Oh, look, don't worry. We're cropping here. We're doing this. We're like, it's
A
nothing. We
standard,
need
like
this
you-
top. It's the tank, the straps are exactly what we need because we don't want too much. And like, maybe, so it was always that kind of pushback of stuff. I don't know. Like, I'm sure you guys know the silly, like, I remember one time when I was 15 and it was one of the first shoots I went on with nobody because it was just a shoot and it was overnight. It was supposed to be fine. I took my mom's cell phone because cell phones were less common back then. And I had somebody trying to like split my top open and show one of my breasts. And I was like, no. And he kept going, oh, we'll retouch the nipple out. And I'm like, dude, that's insane.
Why do you need
Like,
like
why do
no
you need
nipple?
that? Like, that's not
Why
like
do you need
full
a
on
boob
like
but not
this.
a nipple?
It would be
Yeah.
insane. So they're always trying to say that
Yes.
stuff. But like, my mom then walked over and they listened to her, obviously, because she's an adult. That like, it was just like, no, she said no, find a different top. They ended up just putting a bandeau under it. Like, they just have to, like you said, the egos.
Yeah.
They have to win. They have to have something. Like, they've decided this is the only way. But I think the balance of having an adult of some kind, mom, aunt, chaperone, was really helpful. At 17, I was a little bit more of a dick. But what are you gonna do?
Why?
Because I was paying for the chaperone.
Ah, okay.
You tell me what to do. I'm paying the rent, the groceries, like, don't give a 17-year-old that kind of power.
No.
Like, it's not, you're not gonna have.
Right.
But I also think, because how old were you guys when you started?
17.
16 and
Yeah.
Yes, it's almost 17.
I like was so like, you think you're in charge, or no, sorry, not in charge. I always viewed myself as a child and everyone else as an adult because I started so young. So I actually feel like that helped keep my ego down. Where I was like, oh no, everyone else is the grown up, right? I'm just a little kid. Look at me, I'm so innocent and young.
When did you realize that you were not a kid anymore?
Oh, I think pretty recently. Like, literally in an unfortunate way. I feel like pretty recently, like late 20s, like 28, 29, all of a sudden I was like, oh, you have to be a grown up.
No.
Like, you're not
Do you
younger
enjoy?
than everyone. And no,
Right?
being a grown up's the worst.
Right?
That's why
I
I don't want
regret
a real
that too.
job.
Yeah, right? I regret being adult too, yeah.
But how do we go back?
And
How do we go back?
how, at such young age, realizing all this, I mean, major success you were having?
When did you realize?
When did you realize it? With
Would be
which
first.
job?
So I'm really, I feel very lucky. Before I had, having my son is always a defining like point for me. So I had him at 19. Before that, I did well. I met both of you guys, but like, I remember both of you were like very successful on the runway at that point, already doing it. And I was like, oh my God, if I'm in a show with them, that's great. And it was like, I remember we shared a car in London once because we had the same agency, and you were going into appointments that I wasn't invited into, but I was just excited to like be in the car with you.
How cool is that? Do you remember that? No.
Facts. We were like 17 or 18. And so like, and then I had my son, and I just had like I got a new agency, and I did everything. And it was a whole different defining point. So I actually think being someone, I made good money before that. And I was like still I was in the Chanel show. I was in the Marc Jacobs show. I was in like these, I wasn't a nobody model, but I wasn't one of the like girls, the big girls. And so I had these dreams that were like, and I really think that other girls didn't realize, like, the huge thing that I always wanted was to be on the cover of Numéro magazine.
Oh,
Okay, that was
interesting. Why Numéro?
Why
I don't know.
You didn't know?
Like, I just loved the magazine. I thought it was beautiful and sexy and all of this, and I had never even been in it. And so something of that, it wasn't a Vogue, it wasn't an Elle, it wasn't a, like, it was, Numéro was the thing. So when I got to be on the cover of Numéro, it was
How old were you?
I was 19. It was
19.
right after I had my son. It was one of the first big things I got. It was so anticlimactic though, because I wasn't in an editorial. It was during Fashion Week. I showed up to the shoot at Milk. They were shooting tons and tons of people. My agent was like, no, you're going in to do the cover. And they all said I was there for the cover, but it just felt so like, I came in, they did this crazy sparkly makeup, they did this whole thing, took like 45 minutes maximum. And then I was out, and I was like, that felt fake. Everyone is lying to me right now about what just happened. And then the magazine came out, and it's one of my favorite like things. And then I don't know how many covers of Numéro I had, but like, it was one that was like, okay, I do realize it's not the biggest thing, but it was to this girl who had just like always wanted to be on that. And I think I also like maybe pulled back on like dreams being like, oh, that's a realistic achievement. We're like, oh, if I went Vogue, if I went this, maybe I wouldn't get there. And then like, I mean, obviously when I got to be the face of Chanel, that was huge. But like, my first big campaign was Prada with where it was Sasha's campaign, and like I'm literally in the background with my headlight covered, but I was still like, I'm in Prada, it's happening.
Amazing.
So there's like those, but yeah, Numéro was like this
Okay.
thing for me.
She said she does not remember the number of Numéro covers she shot. Can you give us in the comments number of her covers, please?
I'm sure you guys know more than
Yes.
million.
No,
For sure, right?
I can think of 2 right now. So I want to say 2 of regular
So there's probably
Numéro.
6, but you don't remember.
I get so bad. People will send me my new favorite thing is people on Instagram posting stuff. They tag you, love it, the best, and then me reposting and being like, "What is it?" You didn't say what it was.
Help me.
I don't know what it is.
I have so many people sending me my material, and I don't remember doing it at all. And I'm like, is that really me? And it's so helpful, actually, but it's also a slap in the face. Like, what's wrong with you, girl? Like, it was your job and you don't remember it? You're not that old.
First of all, there's a lot out there. There's a lot of
but
stuff. I do have boxes. I remember when Paris went fully digital with IMG, and they went fully digital, and they're like, we're throwing everything out. If you want it, you got to pay for it to be shipped to you. And I was like, of course I want it. And
I wish my agency did the same thing.
Well, the funny thing was they told me the only other person that did it was Hillary Rhoda, who is one of my best friends. So I called her up. We share the exact same birthday and we're an hour apart in age or something. And I was like, of course, us 2 freaks. Like, there's something about us connected that we're like, we need our, and we both just keep them in a storage unit.
Yeah,
Like you don't do anything with them.
No.
Well, I don't have it. My mom has a archive with some of the photos that I would bring, but I don't have fully.
Oh, my mom wants nothing to do with that. So
Oh, you see.
my mom is like,
Oh no, don't
my
remind me of that.
editorials. The amount of times I didn't have a shirt on. See, my dad was kind of.
Kind of right.
The concept was there.
So let's go back to Chanel. I think that's an interesting story. Were you the first American to be?
No.
But you were Karl's favorite for a while.
So he dictated me as his muse. I'm having such a brain fart and it's killing me. It is someone I texted earlier today. Angela Lindvall. Jesus.
Oh, okay.
Angela Lindvall had 2 Chanel campaigns, I believe. Okay. Don't cut that out.
No.
We don't need Angela to know that I forgot her name for a second. We've only been friends for 20 years. It's fine. No, so Angela did it, but I was the first like dictated muse because he would have like people in campaigns and like doing it, but there were people that were like the face and the muse and did everything. So like I would do the Chanel campaigns, I would do the bags, the glasses, the everything on the fashion end, not the cosmetic, not the stuff that pays really well. But like
you sold me one pair of Chanel glasses. I think my first pair, because you had them on dark. Yes. I saw her in Paris on the campaign, this bus stops, and I was like, Heidi, I'm going now. And I went to buy,
I feel like I deserve a bigger commission for that.
Yes, I
You should
would
have written
say
into somebody.
because I bought that pair because she wore them. Chanel, please. I mean,
I just deserve like $20.
So how did you connect with Karl? How did
So that was
happen?
the thing, like I said earlier, when I was like not Heidi Mount, I had done the shows, but I connected with Alex White on a shoot out in LA with Matt and Marcus. When I first started back up after my son, we had I think it was like 20 hours. It was one of those shoots where we just couldn't get on what they wanted. It started with 10 girls, ended with just, I think Suvi and I were the only 2 in it in the end. And like this whole thing, we ended at like 6 a.m. But like really, Alex and I connected on like a kids thing and stuff. And so it was like talking with her a lot about that. And then 2 months later, she's shooting the campaign. And they want to do more pictures after the shoot was done. Karl, you both worked with Karl, right? Like the shoot would last like 4 hours and he'd be like, okay, we're done. So Alex called my agent and had me and like 5 other girls show up to do a shoot in Central Park.
At what time? At like 2 a.m.?
No, because he did a daytime. It was a day shoot.
okay.
So we actually, like, it was in the evening. I had been working that day, came straight from my shoot, and Alex brings in the girls to, like, be like, oh, do you want to shoot these ladies? And thank you, Alex, for all of this. Thank you, Alex. I have thanked you before, but like continually. She pulled me out of them and said, Heidi's one of the older girls. And I went, excuse me? Like, excuse me? And she goes, well, and I'm like, I'm 19. And she goes, oh, well, you have a kid. And I was like, I'm stupid, not old. And I couldn't, again, I can't control myself. So in front of Karl and I have no idea what Karl's humor is like or what anything is. And Alex, she's like, okay. And Karl looks at me and goes, do you want to hear a joke? And yeah, exactly. It's like, he goes, do you want to hear a joke? And I will not try to do Karl's accent. That is not, but it's better when it is. And he goes, do you know the difference in between a 19-year-old's breasts and a 90-year-old's breasts?
Do you?
No.
I can assume.
Her belly button.
Is in between.
So dumb. It's so dumb. And I was like, I love you. Let's get married. It was just him and I were like, oh yeah, this is gonna work. And we did that shoot. I believe the other girls were allowed to stay. No. We did that shoot. I've never seen the pictures from that shoot. I don't know what Karl, it didn't get put in anything. It was just like he took a couple. We were there for 2 hours. Then he booked me on an editorial. Is it the one I did with you? No, that was later. Because we did that weird transfixed one.
In Paris, right?
Yeah. But I do remember the next one was in Paris during Fashion Week. And I did 2 shoots with him. And then he's like, I knew I had an option for the Chanel campaign, and my agent had called me, and one of my...
The first one.
So I'm on option, and I'm just dying. And the other girl on option was a very good friend of mine that was also very excited about it and had the same agent. So my agent was like, hey, we're all excited, but let's not, you two, let's not have drama. Which it didn't. But so I go to the shoot and Karl's like, oh no, you're my muse. I'm interviewers were there and was like, you have the campaign, you're going to be. And I was just like, I was told not to get too excited beforehand, but I feel like I can be excited now. Confirmation didn't come in for another week. So I still was crying.
How hard it was for you.
It's so hard. It's I don't want to take away or walk away from it and be like, oh, I've got it. Because people do change their minds all the time.
Yes.
And
that's very dangerous for depression later on.
So bad. And that's the other thing. I learned, luckily, again, by having worked so much beforehand, not to even tell people. I, even though Karl was walking around telling everyone and being like, this is my muse, this is she's going to be in everything. And it was still horrifying to be like, what if all of a sudden somebody changes their mind? You can do the shoot and it cannot come out.
Yes.
And you're so excited. One time, the first cover I was supposed to get, which was pre-Sun, was Marie Claire France or one of those. And I was supposed to be the cover, but then did a group photo shoot with Bar Raffaelli. And I'm saying her name right?
Yes, I think.
She started dating Leo weeks after that.
So they took her.
And they put her on the cover instead of me.
Logical.
And it was just obviously, I mean, you got to sell magazines. Yeah, it still hurt my feelings. So it's you never know. So we got the campaign. We went, we shot up in Burlington, Vermont, at a house Karl bought because it reminded him of his childhood house.
Wow, that's interesting.
Yeah. He never had been there before until we went to the shoot. And then had the most amazing trip up there. Loved that. We did the second, these are both the mainline campaigns. We did the second mainline campaign up there as well. Also on a side note, my son is going to college in that town now. So it's a nice little, I'm I'll go back and I'll remember everything. And we just, I loved those campaigns. Just such a Karl and I connected. Everything was stupid jokes between us forever. And that was just it. I remember one time he fell asleep on me in a car. Karl never slept.
Yeah.
And so he would do these cat naps. And he fell asleep on me, and then I wear mostly black. And he sat, got there. He likes to pretend he never fell asleep. And I was like, all right, dude. Which is fine. He's passed now, so I can make that joke in public. It was fine between him and I. That I would not have done that out in front of other people.
Yes.
He did it. He was a very put together man. Did you guys ever see him without his glasses?
I don't think so.
No, I don't think so. Never. No. I saw
Maybe-
the photo
maybe I did
of
one
him
during
when he
the
was
photo
younger.
shoot,
Yeah,
but-
because sometimes, very
yeah,
rarely,
yeah.
because like especially if like daytime photo shoot, he would take his glasses off. They're
Completely different person.
completely different person. I'm like, oh, I get why this is such a built-on persona. And I vacationed with him and traveled everywhere, and it was still just like, oh, you
Still
never
Karl.
see. It's just he had that.
But I think that's
Level.
a good tactic.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
brilliant. There's so many people that like their outfit, their
Yes.
costume, their everything, and I think it was just weird because a lot of those people, like musicians and performers, when they go out with their friends or go somewhere on vacation, they drop it. Karl never dropped it. That was just his everything, and it will always be that way. So I don't know. I think he liked the balance of people that were a little Looney Tunes on top of it.
Yes, but also the fact that he gives to other people with that persona that he is.
Yeah.
Yeah, because if you see him relax, you wouldn't have that
No, the fear
sharpness.
of him.
Yes.
No, and he definitely used that. He liked
Oh,
to
yeah.
like
Oh, yeah.
really authoritative, like
he
interviews.
built that persona to use it and abuse it. Right?
Well, that's like, yeah. I mean, I have a lot of friends like this, and people like Karl treated me like an angel. When people say stuff, I'm like, yeah, also that. Just not what I encountered. I had a beautiful experience with him, but he
I had
was
amazing
a complex
experience with
man.
Yeah, very complex.
Can you
lot of
say
thoughts.
that his humor inspired you to later on go and pursue this career of comedian?
His allowing me to be funny on set instead of, because you guys know you show
Yes.
up and a lot of people don't want you to be
Anything.
I think you guys probably got it
Hanger.
worse because the Eastern Europeans, they really were like, no, why would you have an opinion? You're an Eastern European. Obviously, you're going to come in. Like, there's such a stereotype to that. But I would still get that too, where like there are certain photographers I won't name that outright would be like, oh, we like how you look. I can't stand you. Like, just shut up and exist. So Karl, you know exactly what I mean.
Yeah.
So
But
Karl,
it's so
Why
very
is
well
that?
sold.
well, because in the 80s and 90s, they loved models with personalities.
Yeah,
There's
what
so
happened?
many hair and makeup people that would talk to me and be like, oh, you remind me of people from the 90s. And they loved it. And that's what they loved working with. That's why I worked with Paolo Reversi and Peter Lindbergh and
all
like
generation.
They loved my personality. It's the younger people. I think
Ego.
It's ego. They
And
want it to be about them.
psychological issues, yes.
Well, and that's the thing with models. We're young, we're making tons of money, and God forbid, we're happy.
And
You
plus
have an
you
eating
look
disorder and
good.
be miserable.
Yes, plus you look good and you cannot be everything. So shut up and drive.
There's too many people. Exactly. So it's like, I think that's a big part of it. But Karl wanted me to be me. I have a huge photo of myself up in my apartment because I'm a narcissist. Because it was free art, but Karl signed it and wrote a beautiful note. And it's from one night after
Can
a
I have
shoot.
a copy of it?
No, it's mine.
Copy of it.
Copy.
Copy
No,
of
there's
Heidi in my
one
apartment.
in the world, and it's in my apartment.
I would like to have Heidi on my wall.
Oh, all right. I'm sending a Heidi to your wall.
I will.
I do have a friend who has my boobs up on his wall.
Well, I wouldn't mind.
They're older, or they're younger. They're younger. They're from an older. Now they're not. They're here. But the photo.
I'm not 90 years old yet.
No. They're still. This was like
the bottom is
21-year-old,
still there.
22-year-old.
Still pretty good.
No, this photo is from when we'd already done a shoot. It was for the Maison whatever their hat
hats.
brand. I was, and afterwards I'm drinking wine, I'm hanging out, because that's like, he's shooting other people, but I'm like, where am I gonna go? I'm just stay here.
And serve
quite,
myself.
like, it's good wine they had there.
Excuse me.
Thank you. I took Odil's scissors and started cutting my own hair because, like, I had that Debbie Harry kind of like
I
fucked up
remember.
bleach blonde, And then the shoot finished and Karl's like, come take some more pictures. And we took like 10 more minutes of photos, and then he blew one up, printed one like huge for me and wrote a beautiful note. And that's like
so amazing.
Him loving my personality. So I think that where a lot of people like tamped my personality down, where he like made me feel better about it, definitely contributed to me being willing to finally go up on stage. Because I've been obsessed with stand-up comedy since I was a little kid. My dad and I used to listen to it together. And then, so I've always listened. I used to listen with friends, and then just like used to enjoy having some trees and listening to stand-up comedy at night and going to shows. So it was like, I always wanted to, but I didn't have the full confidence. And I do think his contribution of being like, no, you're funny. Like, you can do this, definitely was one of the many factors that like helped get me there.
And do you also think that the fact that Karl Lagerfeld loved you also kind of changed the behavior of people who used to behave differently towards you?
100%.
Yes.
100%. People change, like, I mean, but you know, at any point, like in this industry, there are people that all they care about is clout and who they can climb onto and who can like whatever. I like to be treated nicer. I'm not mad at it. Yes. Like, I'll take it. But some people go too far, which is also the funny thing where it's just like, all right, now you're literally up my colon right now. Like, but yeah, people definitely were more respectful and more considerate. And like, my time was relevant. And it's like going from some of those casting directors that we know during Fashion Week that would make you sit around for 3 or 4 hours. All of a sudden, I've been seeing them for 10 years. And all of a sudden it's like, oh no, come right in. Don't worry about it. It'll be, how's Karl doing these days? And I'm like, I don't know. He's the same. Like, leave me alone. I'm not making you the casting director for his stuff. Like, that is not our relationship. But it definitely was nice. It also helped my career a lot. Like, people are booking you because you're the muse or because you're the face of Chanel. So like, I owe a lot to him, to Alex, to IMG here in New York. It's so much of, I can recognize really well who helped me get to where I was, because I had 6 years before. God, I was so young when I had my kid. 6 years before of like not being there, and like not that much changed here. So it's like,
do you think that motherhood actually gave you a different look or energy that actually fashion needed?
I think it gave me more drive, which then that kind of came off. And I do think people respected me more, where it was not like where it just gave something. Like how I said, Alex and I connected over the fact that like, we both have kids and we had something to talk about. And it was just, she was going through, her daughter has autism, and she's very loud about that. So it's not me. But we were in LA and she missed her daughter's, I can't remember, it was like a first step or something, because she was already 5, but it was like her daughter took one. And having another parent there, when it's like you were with two gay men photographers and your assistants and 18-year-old models, and like, it's just somebody that she could. And so I do think that gave me an advantage, that it's like, I was able to be like, I get it. It's hard to miss these moments in your kid's life, but at the same time, you're doing your job. You're supporting them and you're doing that. And it's like, I missed my son's first word. I missed his first step. But at the same time, I supported my family. And when I was home, I was home. So it was like an easy connect with her, that it was just like, yes.
It's the shoulder to cry on.
Exactly.
And be understood, not judged.
Yeah. And it was just, she was able to like be like, okay, yep, thank you. I feel like just better having somebody understood. So it helped me with that. I mean, it definitely helped me go, oh, I need to go to work. And I took it so much more seriously, which is why when I had him, I was like, okay, I need an agency that is really going to like support me and work hard. And then I was showing up to stuff on time. I wasn't staying up late and missing castings and like just being bloated from the Chinese food the night before. And like, I took it very seriously. I all of a sudden was going to the gym every night and like...
Every night?
Well, every night. Any way to get away from the crying baby. I also like working out.
Yes.
Like,
But she was 19.
Okay.
oh yeah,
You
I go
know,
3 days a week now.
You went to gym when you were 19, but that wasn't so
I weighed-
common back then.
I weighed 200 pounds when I gave birth to my son.
Ah, okay.
I did pregnancy so well. I was really good at it. And despite what my doctor said about how you're not supposed to get that much weight on, I did a good job. I remember meeting Mila Jovovich right after our kids are the same age, Ever and Liam, and her and I having this whole competition of who got, and she won. I think she weighed like 203 and I weighed like 201 or something. And I was like, so close. If I'd known we were in this competition, I could have worked harder.
Another piece of pizza.
To win.
Just to be the fattest pregnant model. Like, I don't know. So I did have to work really hard to lose the weight. And in America, gym culture has been around for a long time. I feel like it has become so much more.
Yes.
But like, I went to New York Sports Club, and every evening, if I ended up at the same time as like all the office people came out, it was packed. You couldn't get on a treadmill. You'd have to wait in line. So it was
but
like,
it wasn't popular among models, I would say. Yeah.
no, it was just
That's
like
a new thing.
a genetics
Just
factor.
Yeah,
Just
genetics,
Victoria's
I see.
Secret models. Only
Yes.
used to go to.
Yeah.
Because I remember none of my friends were working out.
No,
Me
I
neither.
but once I lost the weight after having had Liam,
stopped.
I stopped working out too. It was like not. It was always that my sister, who was a professional athlete, like we'd always have this thing because she's like a big butt. She's a runner, so like all of this like fit. And then talking about like my body, she's like, but you're skinny fat. And I'm like, but your measurements are too big for, like, I couldn't do what you're doing anyways because then I wouldn't fit in the clothes. And like, I'd rather be skinny fat because it's covered. Now I'm like, oh, I really like that I've got like little lines here. And like,
Yes,
if I'm
right?
lifting my eye, especially at the gym when I'm doing arms, I'm like, oh yeah, look at those.
But how
could
hard
beat
was for
somebody
you
up.
to lose the weight and be compared? How
And
skinny
how
you were?
long?
Yeah.
So it is not fair because I was 19. I'm someone who very much, once I put my mind to something, I have a start date and that's when I do it. So I literally ate whatever I wanted my entire pregnancy and started dieting in the hospital. Like, my husband was bringing me food in the hospital that was diet appropriate. And it was like very much that old, diet trends and everything, very much the chicken, broccoli, like that was it, kind of no carbs, only lean fats. And so because I also had a perfume contract that I was supposed to be able to do interviews for, I believe 6 weeks after my son was born.
Oof.
It never ended up, they never called it, like they just didn't end up having one of those tours or anything, thank God, because I definitely was not there 6 weeks after. But I was better, like thinner and like in better shape and everything than I was before I got pregnant by 6 months, which like realistically is longer than I think some, like you could do, if you put on the appropriate amount of weight, it's supposed to be like 6 weeks you can, but getting my body like fully like back into
From the pregnancy. Yes.
the first jobs I did was Fashion Week after, so he was born in February and I did September Fashion Week.
Wow, bravo.
So that was, well, that's long enough. But at the same time, I remember being a little cocky about it because I was very thin. I was nursing, which helps if you can get it to help. Sometimes it makes it not. And all of that. And I remember one thing that always haunts me, I was at a show, a big like production show, and one of the guys doing lights was like, what do you mean? My son is 2 and my wife still talks about the baby weight. And I went, she sounds lazy. Oh my God, I am such a bad person. Because then I have my daughter at 30 and it took me, I also weighed over 200 pounds when I gave birth to her because I know how to do pregnancy. It took me a year and a half. And like still like now I feel like my body the way it is, if I don't take care of it appropriately, I might have baby weight back again, and I'm gonna say that's what it is and not like it's her fault. So age is such a factor, and I that story will haunt me forever, that some guy who just spent the day with a bunch of supermodels goes home and goes, wow, this one thinks you're lazy. And I'm like, if you're out there, you probably hate models and don't watch these things, but I'm so sorry. I was wrong.
That's a good one.
That's a
Heidi.
good one, yeah.
When you were back from your pregnancy, you started to work with Karl on the shoot, right? And then after
Yeah.
you did campaign, you went for the show and you were
So I did the
opening and
show.
closing.
Did the first, so my first season back, that September, so September 2007, I did the Chanel show. I had done the Chanel show in 2006 as well, and 2005, but this time it was like, I spoke with Karl, because there's 100 girls in that show, so it's like there's the
Different
you
treatment.
don't even see him really, like they're like hustle in, hustle out, and and this was like, oh my God, here you are. And then I became friends with Leticia, the jewelry designer, and Pascal, I'm still not sure what he, like the surfboards and stuff. I don't like, he's a very nice man. But like I was part of the culture there.
team.
And then the shoots, and then like it just fell all together. And I was like, I do think, like you were saying, the confidence and stuff, where it was like before I was like, okay, just walk in, don't bug anyone, be grateful
Yeah,
to
because
be there. and, like,
we are told to be as quiet as possible and as is invisible as possible, which is actually irony.
It is
Right?
irony, right? And then
Yeah.
they put you on the center of
the center of
attention.
everything. Don't be somebody, but you
Yeah,
are.
and then I also
everything.
feel like they feed our brains with like, oh, he's important, this is important, this is important, act normal, act normal. It's like so many contradiction in for the girl who is still mentally and emotionally not developed.
yet.
Yeah, in that environment, it's really hard.
No, it's impossible. And it's like, one of the things I was saying recently, I think the agents, there's a lot of good agents and there's a lot of bad agents. And I think we can all have stories about some of the mental abuse, basically, that went on. And I remember constantly, I felt like my agents were trying to like put me in my place to make sure my ego didn't get too big.
Oh, wow.
But what it did to me was make me feel like I wasn't doing well enough. So constantly it was like when I was in the top 10 on models.com and I'm in like 10 campaigns and I'm making crazy money, I'm still like, but I'm nobody. I'm not doing well enough. I'm not like, because my agents would be like, oh, but this person and this, and like would call me in to be like, but it could all go away at any, and I was just like, I know.
That's what I heard all the time. It can go away in, it can go away in.
But they're
You have
not
to
saying
think
it
about
about your money. Like they should be prepping you financially. Like I wish that was, they'd be like, this can end and will end. Not that it can, it will. You will stop making this money and like be smart. Don't go, and they encourage girls to go buy bags.
Oh
and
yeah, that was
shoes
like,
and,
super bad.
everything. And it's like, I don't need that. First of all,
fly
I'm gonna-
business class. I remember I was
every
forced to
fashion
fly
week,
business class.
every fashion week, or to shoots. Sometimes they'd be like, you don't want to arrive. They're only covering economy, but like you should pay to like, it's an editorial. I'm not making any money.
I was told even, it's not like you don't want to arrive not rested.
You don't want to look that.
You don't want to look like you were flying economy.
Yeah.
I never had that experience, I have to say.
Oh my God, you're lucky because the amount of money, it's like for Fashion Week, I was flying me, my husband, and my son across, and I'd pay for 3 business class tickets for us from New York
For
to Milan.
years.
For years. Why? Like, also 3 people and get a row of seats, and we're fun. You kind of, what do I do now? Figure it out. And it's like, I get that. I wish there was so much more financial advice. Like, I am very lucky. My dad was a CFO. Like, he is an accountant. That's what he did. Both my brothers are. Like, my family was very much like, this is how money works. This is what you need to do. So I am so much luckier than a lot of girls who just were like, oh my God, let me get the nicest apartment. Let me get dinners for everyone. And like, I still like had crappy situations where it's like, I really wish I hadn't paid for all those business class seats. I really wish I hadn't bought a lot of, no, I love my bags. I don't know.
Right.
It's a torn moment, but like, I got so many gifts. I feel like we get gifts. Like, why am I buying this stuff? So it can end and does end, but I think there should be more positivity, like, congratulations, this is awesome, good job. I don't feel like you really hear that very often from agents. And like,
I have a completely opposite experience.
what agency were you with?
In New York, I was with one. But I
Okay.
think for me, it was the opposite because some of my agents wanted me to be excited about every single achievement, wanted me to want more. And
that.
I was always, okay, fine, cool, you know, but I never competed with anyone, even though some of the agents, not only in New York, but some of the agents wanted me to compete with my roommates, for example. I was never in that mood. And I never had this expectations of myself to be more covers, more shows.
Yeah.
You know, they wanted me. And I had a fight with the agent who was like, yeah, but I will make you a star. And I'm like, I don't want to be a star. I want just to make some money. And, you know,
like,
I know it's not going to last.
I don't want to have a shitty job. Like,
no, it's just the fact that I know many girls who flew high, very fast. And then the drop was just so painful. And I didn't want that. So I kept myself on the ground no matter what they were saying. And I think that slowed my career down as well. That was the reflection, because I was like, I missed Prada casting, who cares, you know, and they call screaming, you know, like, I can't hear you. You know what I mean?
But I think
that was my attitude.
What works for you, but it's like, you're still happier than if you'd, who knows if your career would have launched even higher if you had done all of that.
Yeah,
like,
but I'm just comparing that because of my attitude. Probably I did not have this talk that you girls went
no,
through
because
with
they didn't have that. Because like, I'd start to get excited, and I don't feel like I ever got like, I mean, my agency's big complaint was during Fashion Week, I needed to know my schedule earlier in the evening to let my nanny know. And that was always the fight, where they'd be like, well, we send everyone's out when we send them out. And I'm like, I know, but I'm not everyone. And I don't mean that egotistically. I mean,
I have a baby.
I have a baby and I have to have someone watch the baby. So you don't even have to give me my full schedule. Do I have a 6 a.m. call time?
Yeah.
Because I need to know if I have a 6 a.m. call time. Because my ex-husband at the time was a hairdresser. So he also had to be at shows, and like, we have to organize. Logistics, like it's huge. And that was always our big like pushback. So I feel like that's where they started feeling like,
you're too much.
I'm too much, because it would be a daily like, okay, but I have to let the nanny go. Like, she has to go home, she has to sleep, because she's working the same hours I am. And I mean, making good money off of, like, for a nanny, making a lot of overtime, but like, it was very frustrating. So it's like, I think all of that helped keep me grounded as well. Like, but I think sometimes it harmed my career too, because I was so desperate to like, but I want to be my other friends that I'm hanging out with and having dinner with.
I was about to ask, how did that affect your connection with girls and friendships?
Some of my, like, I was always very, I mean,
I know
the girls were my girls. Like, that was always like, I remember especially when I was like 17, the Russian like takeover showed up, and I was like, I love having friends. So I bought Rosetta Stone and learned Privyet, как дела, меня зовут Heidi. Like, the most simple, like, just, because also you guys would walk up to me and start speaking to me in Russian, and I'd be like, And so it was like, I felt like most of you guys, I can name one person that I never won over, but most of you guys.
Do we know?
Yeah, you 100% know, but you don't know, like, maybe.
I know.
Right? She hated me. I don't know what I did to her.
It's not, but it's
one
not.
That like was like vehement, like would say in Russian, "Why is Heidi over here?"
And really? She would say that?
Yes. Like, I remember one time being in Sasha's hotel room, and you were there, and I had just started really learning Russian, and I think Natasha was there, and this girl was there, and she started ranting, being like, "Why is Heidi here?" Da 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 da. And I looked and I went, I know what you're saying.
I learned it.
Rosetta is working.
It's working. But that's how desperately I wanted friends. Like, we're all there together all the time.
Yeah.
I'm coming into the Russians and you're going to hang out with me. No, and so I'm still like, Caroline Trentini's Liam's godmother. Like, Sid Hillary's one of my best friends. Like, I just went over to London to visit Laura. Like, you guys are all, we went to school together. When you showed up, I was so excited.
Yeah, let's give a little bit of school time here. Share. Yeah.
I know that sounds like real school. It's not real school.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. It's
Drama
school time.
school.
Those girls went to drama school, so they were not drama enough, so they needed extra classes.
So you really need help to become a drama queen. No, we went to Susan Batson. I was saying earlier, I left a little, you're supposed to do like 2 years. I left it like a year and a half because I was pregnant, and it's a very emotional experience going there.
Crazy.
I love acting and comedy, but still like Susan's theories, and I love it. I use it still now. I kind of like have changed it and worked with other teachers that I've gone to that have like slightly different, but like the school was amazing. I like the people that we went with, but when you showed up, it was just that like, I remember, do you remember Sunny and Boris? They're still really good friends of mine. Whatever. But Sunny,
I'm sure if I see them.
she was being like a little Australian, and she was like, "Oh, I see competition is here," and I was like, "No, I know her." I have known her for, at that point, I don't know, 10 12 years.
Yeah,
like,
long time.
So it was like the funny, and I remember, so I'd already been there for like a year, and I remember when you were at one of the levels of the evening process, there's like so many different classes and experiences you do, but she has this process that has you get really in touch with your emotions. And I remember you getting up, and it's the one where you like numbered like people and things you have issues with and what you have to overcome because you've kind of allowed it to happen, and how you deal with it. And you like tear up a piece of paper or throw something away or something. And Vlada talking about how everybody thought she was a bitch because she was quiet.
Because she was quiet.
And I was like, wait, people think you're a bitch?
Yeah, right? For me, that's so surprising.
I thought you were shy, but literally when you said it, I was like, I could see that. Because you have a sweet face, but like, I guess
But
the
the mean
moment
expression.
you get
No,
angry,
people
like
are-
you get that your runway face is scary.
Yes. But I
like-
think everyone's runway face is...
But like, you see her with 2 glasses of wine, because do you drink now?
No.
God damn it. You should you should try it. It's fantastic. But like 2 glasses of wine, and I was like, she's hysterical.
2 glasses.
So,
of
but I
wine,
just
yeah.
remember like
One is
that
enough for me.
felt like, no, it's 1? What are you doing with 1?
Getting hysterical immediately.
Drama.
Later. Oh, I like drama. Can we do drama?
Let's do it.
No, we're doing comedy today.
Okay, sorry. So I loved like the not. I really struggle when so I love acting. I was acting back home in Utah on a couple little like WB TV shows and different things, and like always wanted to act. And was told I was too tall. That's why modeling was the complete, like you go out to LA, you do acting and modeling, but it was just like, nope, you're modeling. Came out to New York at 14 and that was it. So it was nice to see another 6 foot tall person that like is not like, people would say to you, like me at auditions, I don't know if you're too pretty.
I heard that a lot.
What does that mean?
Right? You know what another thing I heard from one person? He's like, yeah, we are looking at your Instagram, we are keeping you in mind, but right now we feel like our production is not good enough for you.
But that's huge, like in the acting when it's like hold on.
Like we see the lifestyle that you live, and we're afraid we won't be able to accommodate your needs.
But I remember even having that in photo shoots by a certain point where it was like editorials where people would outright be like, oh, but we're not gonna like have a dressing room. We'll like be on the streets changing. I'm like, okay, have you seen how much I have my boobs out in photos? Like I'm not shy. But they'd be like, no, but that's not what you're accustomed to. And it's like,
How do you know what
Expectations.
well, we can name certain people that we all know
Yes, I
that
agree.
would be difficult.
Yes.
But like, they also wouldn't take that job. I'm here saying I'll take that job. Like, believe me.
Exactly.
But that was like part of the acting thing that like when you showed up to school, it just felt like, I don't know, like a camaraderie, like a better like, yes.
Yeah.
And it's not, I don't think people expected either of us to like go that direction. So like that felt nice too, that it was like, oh, 2 people that it's like, you didn't immediately go, oh, that's an actress right there. And it's like, let me show you what I can do.
When for you was this moment that, okay, I'm going to go different route now, I'm going to try this different thing?
I had multiple like steps of it, but when I started going, so I had been, right after I had Liam, I went to 1 acting class, and then I went home and my husband poo-pooed it immediately. He didn't like it. He was like, you've got too much going on, fine. But it was something that was always there. And then so I would do these random auditions that, you know, that modeling agencies always get, but like training is helpful, especially for an audition. And so it's actually when my son got a little bit older and I was living with my daughter's father, I was just like, you know what? I have no more excuses. He's old enough. If I have to be late night at school, we all we're a family, we've got everything. So that was a big thing for me. It was just like, okay, I've wanted to do this forever. Like, because within modeling, you can do other things while you're doing it. I mean, not when you're like heavily doing it, but at that point I wasn't at every fashion week. I wasn't doing all of that. So the big thing was just, I had to convince myself. I had to just stop finding excuses. And that was to go to acting school. For comedy, I'd written sets for years. I think I'd written comedy sets for like 8 years at this point. Kept saying I was gonna do it. I was gonna do it. And then the pandemic happened. And I was on Clubhouse. Does anyone know the app Clubhouse?
Oh, yeah.
The audio, like, it was
During pandemic.
During the pandemic, it was amazing. As a social person, I needed that. And so I met with a bunch of comedians and started talking to them, became really good friends with my friend Oscar, who is an amazing, very successful comedian. He's like, you're doing it. Told me when open mics were, held me accountable, like sent me, and I started doing open mics. And it was just having that, I think the world ending, where it's like, if you've got an art, share it. Like, why am I writing these sets? Yeah. So like, none of that was like related to like modeling. I just kind of like wrote it as it went. When I was getting divorced, I really like pulled back. That was a big thing with like modeling less, because I wanted to be around with my son. And that felt more important to me. And it's like, granted, I could have made a lot more money and I missed them. But like I moved into a really like less expensive apartment and like took my son to and from school every day and enjoyed being on the PTA and like became friends with all these moms I would have never met. And like, it was amazing. And that was kind of, I became a stay-at-home mom on my own savings, like not having anyone do it. So it was like modeling gave me that, which was amazing. And then I'd do like 4 jobs a year to like sustain that. I mean, frankly, if someone's gonna pay me money to stand in front of a camera, I'll do that for the rest of my life.
Yes.
But those were all like the steps of getting here, where it's like I'm doing what makes me happy.
Do you bring fashion experience to your comedy?
I do, but like minimally.
Really?
I like.
Okay, why?
I know, but it's not funny.
It's not
Fashion
funny?
is not funny.
Really?
No, I don't know. I mean, I make jokes about like, about, you know, my friends marrying rich guys and how smart they are.
We had
I love
recently
a short hairdresser. Who does that? He lived on a couch. He was homeless. By all definition, he was homeless. And I married him without a prenup.
Yoy.
Okay, so I make jokes about that. I make jokes about the people you meet. Like, I don't know about you ladies, but I ran into Epstein at one point. So it's like stuff which you gotta make fun of it.
Yes.
Because that's all we can do at this point. That was,
And now that's very popular.
It is. And you know what? The only regret I have is not meeting Weinstein, because then I would have been a movie star. I got no shame. You can, like, whatever.
Whatever.
So those are the jokes. So I do, but like, I don't know.
Wait
You
a second.
don't know
Wait.
who Karl is.
Heidi, we have Tim falling on the floor laughing.
happened?
Wait.
Do you have people from fashion industry coming to your comedy shows?
Well, I had one and her boyfriend show up, but it freaked me out and I was confused. But it was you. No, I do. I've had people like randomly. That's another one, like Alex White. Granted, I think she'd made me late at night. She was like, "When's the next one? I want to come." And I was
want
like,
to come too to the
"Do
next
you?"
one.
So,
We are coming and we
Okay.
are bringing our
the crew.
Yes.
We've heard so much of it now. No, I
This is
really like
exclusive.
having people I don't know at my shows. So that's why you don't see me post them very often or anything, which is really like detrimental to getting people to come to your shows, and you want people at it's very confusing.
But we can do undercover.
Oh yeah, mustaches.
Yes.
But you didn't know that I'm there until
I didn't
after,
know. No, and
right?
that one but you
That's why I
came,
didn't tell you.
You came to the worst one, but it was
No,
required
you
to
think
post
that
that
was
one.
the worst
no,
one
because it's it was an audition show.
It was
so I don't
really,
know.
It was really
When was it?
2 years ago.
Year and a half ago, probably, yeah. So you have to re-audition every year for this place. So everyone is doing a 5-minute set, and technically, anyone can sign up to do it. Like, not anyone. You do have
Can
to have
I do
a little
it?
bit. Probably.
I'm not funny, but I mean,
Yeah, that's the
would
thing.
they
So you
accept
don't.
me?
You're not gonna have like you have to have the guy's phone number. Like you have to know how to sign up.
Well, I
That's
know
basically-
you.
Exactly. So if I gave you the email or phone number, yeah, you could.
So
sign
if
up.
this podcasting doesn't work well,
comedy.
yeah, okay, good.
But like it was a weird one because every set was 5 minutes, and like that's why I felt bad when you were there. And I also, you're required to have so much audience that's there to see you.
There was a lot
to
of people.
prove, yeah. Well, it proves that you can bring an
Bring
audience.
audience,
So I did have friends
It was
there.
very sexually oriented jokes. That's
Of course it was.
a lot.
From me or from everybody?
Everybody.
Oh, okay.
People
I
are
also,
laughing at that.
I even
Sex
thought
is easy.
I even thought it's a theme of the
show.
whole show. Yeah,
No, I think
like
a lot
really
of people.
brutally. Like
Did you enjoy it?
sometimes I was
Laughing?
ashamed.
A shame. Oh my God,
She is shy. I told you she's shy.
She is a shy girl.
I try to find a balance. I do some some model stuff sometimes, and other times I like to just like move completely away from it. I try to move away from like my appearance. And I sound so egotistical because I say I'm pretty multiple times, but fuck it.
That's hard to stay away from the way we look.
No, and that's like in acting, what I said I hated. I remember doing the dance circles that we would do, and when you talk to, and Chloe was one of them, be like, tell me what you're feeling. And I'm like, I feel like I'm in the wrong body.
Oh,
Like that's like, I don't feel like I'm like, I want to be tiny. So like,
did you ever wanted to be tiny?
No.
Never.
see, no, I want to be tiny. But I think that's because I wanted to act. And so like that's like you're just told every time you're too tall, you're too tall, you're too tall. So it's like
No, those comments too tall, too skinny, too this, too that.
They go in.
Yeah,
go
for
in
me,
and out.
like that's your
you
opinion.
should
I
be
can.
teaching younger girls. Like you should be
Probably.
having like I don't know how to get through.
I have
that,
this
like,
formula. Like there are beautiful girls in the world. Everyone says they're beautiful. To me, they're not that beautiful. So for me, it's the same. I'm not beautiful to everyone. I'm not fat or skinny to everyone. So
Yeah.
I do have this in my mind since I was little. That's your opinion. Okay, fine. Can we still be friends, even though I'm too tall or I'm too beautiful, like whatever? No, if not, I don't know. That's fine too.
no, it's not fine. Everyone has to be my friend.
No,
But
I don't.
do you think that comes from the fact that your dad was a model, and I think there was more of this like in your
Appreciation?
upbringing? Yeah.
I am not sure because I was very different in the area I grew up with.
Okay.
But I was never teased about that. I never had that issue. I was, yeah.
But I think that's what's huge because were you teased?
Oh yeah, big time.
Almost every model I know, I feel like you're one of the very few,
Yes.
if the only one I've
Yes.
ever heard, that you weren't made fun of.
Well, I had funny nicknames like I look like a worm or like stick, broomstick, this and that. But I
So
never.
they weren't creative in your hometown.
I don't know.
worm?
It comes in, comes out.
Yeah.
You know, because I was at some point I was just like so lazy and like I would move very slowly, and you know, it reminded them. It was. I was 6th grade. We were learning about worms and you know this animals.
How they slink through
Yeah.
and like, yeah.
So I
they
was.
compared you.
Yeah. So they compared me. I was like, okay, whatever. So. Any comment, even nowadays, about me, something, I'm like, whatever. Yeah.
No, I feel like in my later 30s, I've gotten better about that, where I'm like, oh, okay, I'm not everyone's cup of tea.
Yes.
Except for personality-wise, everyone has to love me. But like appearance-wise, I've been told within the same day, as I'm sure
Yes.
both fat and skinny, like both, too much of each direction, your eyes, your nose, like all of that. So like you do have to start letting that go. But like the childhood bully stuff, I feel like is the thing that like every model, because we're all a little weird looking too. Like especially high fashion models. You're not the girl next door, sexy. And it's like, okay, so you are super tall. I hate when people are like, oh, the boys had crushes on you. I was like, no, I think
No.
they were freaked
No.
out
Yeah,
by
me
the fact
too.
that I was so goddamn
Me
tall.
too.
Like
Me
nobody,
too.
I think people say that because they see us now as confident adults. And it's like, no, when I was 12 and I was the tallest person in my elementary school, the boys did not have crushes on me.
Yeah.
That was not the issue. It was, holy crap, you're a giant and that's easy to pick on.
Giraffe.
I got called a daddy long legs, which is the spider. Yeah. So that was mine. I also have really hairy legs. My mom wouldn't let me shave them, which was rude.
Yeah, I feel sorry for you.
So bad. Like, yeah. I have long pants on because I still don't shave them. But,
And Heidi, and now in the entertainment industry, is there anything like that where people telling you you're this or that? And
oh my God, yeah. It's the same. Like, it's different, but the same. It's, well, especially as a woman in my age range, where a lot of comedians are super young. Also being a woman in it, period, is just like not easy. It's harder to write jokes. Like, men talk about sex and they're ugly, so it's gross and it's funny and it's so cheap. Like, but for a woman, like we're saying, to talk about sex, you can alienate half the audience. So like all these things. So like men immediately gravitate to each other in this industry, and they don't want to be around women. So I've made a lot of friends, and sometimes they'll put up flyers and I'll be all guys and I'll immediately message me. Not for me to be on. A lot of the time they're not shows I'd want to be on, or like, but being like, couldn't get one woman? You don't know one funny girl? Like, I'm going to call you out. Like, I don't, which probably doesn't make them like me more, but whatever. But it's like, it is very difficult. There's a lot of that where the girls, and then there's like the huge hipster community, which like I don't fit into because I'm 38 and I'm not, and I want to be like, you get like, I used to bleach my eyebrows. I'm the problem. I started those hideous trends. Like, don't act like you're better than me. I'm just old now. But like, so there's that, and like not fitting in with them, and then like just finding your group. But people will love your comedy, and then people will hate it. You also have good days and bad days. So it's like you do these jokes and you get 0 laughs. And so the comedian that you just met that day that saw you with an audience that didn't like you isn't gonna walk around saying like, oh, Heidi, she's hysterical, put her on. Where other people will love you because you annihilated the audience and you were the best one of that day. And so it's like, it just all depends.
But I want to compare that with the modeling and fashion. Like, if you do 30 shows a season, she's the best model. The next season you're at 5 shows for whatever reason, no one pays attention to you. It's the psychology of people. It's not. It has nothing to do with the industry where you are at. It's just the psychology.
But it is, it's, I think everywhere, like you have to not care is kind of it, which is impossible because I want people to like me.
What advice would you give to an audience, someone who is sitting and watching there, who wants to start either path?
Or maybe transform from one to another?
Do what you want to do. Like, it's so simple, but also like, my first open mic was horrifying, but I got up there, I got laughs. I literally had drenched down my armpits, but it felt so good in the end. And I think if you really love something and really want to do it, it will feel good. Even if there is nerves and anxiety, stop down talking yourself. Also, it wasn't a perfect set. That's part of the learning and the education of doing anything new, but like comedy is even the biggest comedians in the world were terrible at the beginning because it's learning how things go, and that's why open mics exist and why you go through the process and why you talk with other comedians and you do all of that. So if you want to do it, it's a thick-skinned industry, the same as modeling is a thick-skinned industry.
Which one is thicker?
But she experienced it at a different age.
Well, different age. I also had built it up. So like in modeling, it's the rejection of doing, especially for 30 castings in a day and getting 0 bookings, which is like devastating. And then having someone be like to your face, have you ever thought about fixing your teeth? Oh, have you ever thought about like doing something to your ears? Have you ever thought about doing something?
And they look like
straighten, like, or so that is like a whole thing. Have you ever stood in front of a room full of people trying to make them laugh and heard nothing? that feels worse to me. So
so.
because it's not, I was able very quickly to detach my appearance. Like, that is not me. That is, Clark and Jennifer had sexy time. I came out of a Jennifer, and now I'm here.
Mom and dad.
No, yeah, mom and dad, sorry. I just wanted people to know who they are.
And
They don't
how
like
you-
it when I tell that joke with their names in it. It makes them more uncomfortable.
But mom and dad.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, those are the two that made me, I think. Like,
I think.
I look a lot like my dad, so we're gonna assume my mom. There's no way. There's 100%. I look like both my parents. Definitely.
You were there.
I was there. I was made there. I was arrived. But like writing jokes, because you write all your own material.
Yes,
as
you
comedian.
have to. It must be
I think
yours.
So like that is. I've put myself out there, and you hate me. Amazing. So that's harder in my opinion, but it's also like I love doing it. Walking off of a stage where you bomb can make me write more and make me be like, well, how did I do that wrong? Because you have to read an audience, and not every audience is going to like things. And I'm normally very good at reading people, which I feel like comes from fashion. Like
Yes.
you do enough castings,
Yes.
you have to learn how to read people. So like, I'm like, what did I miss here? What did I not look into? Like,
Do you improvise?
yeah, you have to. Like, well, except for that's not true. On a 5-minute set, I'm not going to improvise.
Okay,
So
it's
that's
too
the
short.
shortest amount of time you're going to get. And if I'm doing a 5-minute set, I have been given an opportunity. You have to kind of like
Mingle in.
mingle a little bit and try. But realistically, if you're doing 5 minutes, the person who has cast you wants to see your 5 minutes. It's called a tight 5. It's an important part of comedy. If I'm doing 10 minutes, 100% I'm improvising, and I have 4 different 5-minute sets that I could intermingle and do, and it's fine. 15, 20, 30, I have to improvise because I need you guys to like contribute a little bit, and then like, because nobody wants to hear you talk for 30 minutes without a little like interaction. So yeah, it just all depends. 5 minutes I won't.
How do you, when you interact, how do you choose who you're going to interact with?
Oh, it's about like posture and everything. Because if someone is too enthused, nowadays with TikTok, people think they're part of the fucking show. I am asking you a question that no matter what you say, I'm going to have an answer for it. Like there's a reason they're all leading. It's always leading. So especially if I want to bring in the fact that I have kids or this, I'm gonna go for someone that looks like they have kids. And if they don't, it'll be like, oh my God, you made better life choices than I do. But like, you've got to find a way. But if someone's too eager, I don't want, because you're gonna start a conversation. I want 1 or 2 words.
I saw that a lot in comedy shows. I'm like,
No,
why are you
people-
here to start conversation.
They want to.
You're not the one being paid to be up on stage. Like,
Yeah, but everyone wants to be in the spotlight.
I know.
And
So
that's
go
the
to an
issue.
open mic. There is so many of them. There's probably 50 going on right now. But like you can kind of tell. But I mean, if someone's being an asshole to a waitress, I'm very good at being comedically mean. And so that'll be like, I'm done. You're getting because these douchey guys, they're always like kind of that like, I've been in a frat kind of thing. One time I was in a show, front row, they threw their credit card at the waitress. And that became the rest of my set. I was like, we're done. This is on what planet? And like, it's one of my favorite sets I've done too, because I was just like, I was heated, but I was in the comedy mode, and I could I couldn't repeat it right now. Because it was just such an in the moment, and it was like, no, fuck you,
So
I'm
naturally
gonna
coming
embarrass the shit out of you, and I enjoy that.
This is a modeling influence,
Oh,
right?
we know how to like.
Yes, revenge. Yeah, we know how to do that, right?
Oh yeah.
Vlada,
Yeah.
regrets. We have to talk about
I
regrets.
think you should, Heidi kind of covered
I probably did. I said that horrible thing to that man.
The rejections. You
Rejections.
spoke with rejections about rejections too.
I mean, there's tons of rejections. You can't even.
But how
like-
do you deal with that? And how do you reject?
How do I reject? No, I
Yeah.
want
Future
everyone.
husbands?
I don't. Oh my God, no! Awful, gross, disgusting.
That honestly?
Ugh. I don't. I mean, I love the idea of putting a gorgeous dress on and like having everyone stare at me. Obviously, I like being the center of attention. But the idea of signing documents,
Never ever.
committing, oh my God. I just don't allow them to get, it's not
Close.
even close. I'm not good at rejecting people. I ghost people. I'm the worst. Like,
Okay,
you
you
what
ghost them.
everyone hates. I ghost people. If I have a bad,
I have to learn that.
Oh, I don't like confrontation. So like, I have
I
so
do.
many people. They'd be like, "Oh, tell him what he did wrong," and I'm like, "Ugh." No, I date older men. Like, I'm not. If he doesn't know by 45 plus, he's not gonna know. What
Ever.
is me gonna tell him?
Yeah, I'm
Like,
not his psychologist. Yeah,
No. So like,
Yeah.
I don't do that. And I don't reject friends. I just collect them.
Or ghost them
Oh, ghost them
if they're not friends.
if they're not friends.
That is kind of part of it too. They're
And
difficult.
Heidi, what would you, with your experience right now, with all this lifespans you had, would tell to your young 12-year-old girl?
The one who just started. The one who went to Britney Spears concert.
That you are going to love Britney for everything she did for you. I would tell her to not let everybody influence who she becomes. I went through so many years of being insecure about who I am based off what everyone was saying to me. Like the appearance thing I easily got over because it was like, oh, I'm not everyone's cup of tea, but I was constantly trying to form my personality to fit in, to have everybody like me. And it was, everybody's not gonna like you. I'm loud, I'm brash, and I have a really dirty sense of humor. Like, it's not for everybody.
It's not for everybody.
And like, that's fine. And if I could have gotten 12-year-old Heidi to know that, I think I would have started acting early. I would have started in comedy earlier. I would have like really been secure in myself and walked into rooms and been okay with the fact that makeup artist doesn't like me. And that's fine. And like, she's still gonna do my makeup. She still wants me to look pretty. That's fine. That photographer doesn't like me, that stylist doesn't like, who cares? People do. I've had most of my friends for 20 plus years at this point. Like, people that like me really like me.
Yes.
So if I could really get her to get that and stop being desperate, like I've jokingly been saying I am this whole time, that would be what I'd want. Like, that is the major advice. Also, don't get married without a prenup. Don't get married without a prenup.
One more time, please.
Do not get married without a prenup. Even if you're the poor one.
Can we call this episode "Do Not Get Married Without a Prenup"?
Yes.
Good. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, let's
There
play
is
the
an
game.
extra reason why I'm asking this, so we'll talk about that later. When the cameras are off, yes. We don't want to end this episode, but we have to. We really have to. And I will ask one more extra difficult question. Heidi, would you come back to us?
Yes.
Never. You're the worst. I hated every moment of it.
We need extra Heidi. We need extra of this energy. We
course.
need extra of you.
Of course. I loved that. You guys have great. You are good hosts.
Thank you.
Are
Especially now that you talk. You always spoke.
we? Yes. Loudly and clearly, right?
Vlada
Sometimes
also
not.
always spoke.
Yes. Not
Quietly.
always. Quietly, but
And
me
with her
loudly.
eyes.
Yeah. But
All right.
do you know that we have never interacted at the backstage as much as I interacted with other Russian girls?
You and
But she-
Vlada.
Yes, but she was always my favorite. As a model,
Probably
as a
because
Russian
she
girl.
was silent and she didn't speak much.
Yeah. that's
No,
part
no,
of it.
I don't
That's
think
part of
so. No, I don't think so.
I will say that time we shared a car, I don't think you spoke to me.
I didn't.
Or anyone. You just sat there. It was me, Allison, Nix, and you, and you just like sat there in the front seat, and Allison and I, two American
And
girls in the
Allison
back.
can talk forever. I love
Can she?
spending time
She was a
with her.
bridesmaid in my wedding.
Really?
I don't talk to her anymore, but not in like I didn't ghost her. Allison, you call in, you talk about this. We just discussed it.
I love
She lives in
spending
like
time with
California
her.
or Colorado or something.
Why
like
is she there? I mean,
I don't know.
we should
Okay.
ask her.
It's time to play the game.
Yes,
Okay.
it's time for the game
The
already.
game is
You're not
this,
gonna make me spell things, are you? Because you promised me I wasn't gonna have to spell anything.
but you have to choose this
Okay.
or that.
Oh yeah.
You don't have to explain anything.
Okay.
So we'll start with this little thing. It's a little interactive this time. So we'll show you.
Okay.
So,
Tweed jacket or Benty.
Oh. Easily. Venti.
This.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm like, this is the dressiest I'm getting.
Okay.
I almost put a t-shirt on and I was like, no,
Unless
you're
you're
going to be
paid.
on camera.
Unless you're
I'll
paid.
do anything if I'm paid. We just,
You show up in a gown.
no,
right?
whatever
And
you
high
want.
heels.
Whatever you want.
Okay, your turn.
My turn. Wait a second. This? Yeah, okay. Runway strut or mic drop?
Well, it depends.
How much they pay?
How much they pay. Well, wait, you mean like, like a...
Choose now.
I do love a runway strut. It's like not, but what do you mean? Like I like it as a statement. When I'm walking down and I've like said something bitchy and I like a like nice sexy walk away, I'm like, yeah, what's up? But if it's a mic drop, no, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. Couture dress or comedy club hoodie?
Oh, hoodie, easily.
Fashion Week drama or comedy club hackle?
Oh, Fashion Week drama, 100%. Fashion Week drama is the best.
Okay, wait. Next time when you come here to talk to us, we talk about fashion drama.
Oh my God, I'm gonna
Can
have to
we
like
do that?
mentally prepare
Yes,
and write things
please
down.
do.
Because like you forget about it and then you start
Yes.
talking about it.
Please
You're like, oh
do.
yeah,
Please
that
do.
time. and
Come
that time.
prepared.
I mean, a lot of it's gonna be about this girl.
Oh, here we go. Red lipstick or red flag?
Oh, red flag. I've had 2 kids with 2 different dudes.
Right?
I'm single.
Big red flag.
What are you talking about?
And I'm first to go, right? Oh my, backstage snacks or green room tequila?
Tequila.
And I think I know the answer to this one. Paris Fashion Week or New York City stand-up night?
Stand-up night. I miss Paris though.
Yeah, I miss Paris too. Let's do girls trip to Paris.
Oh my God, let's do it.
Let's do it.
You know what? Next interview is in Paris.
Yes, with
You
tequila.
have to try with tequila,
And some
wine,
handbags.
all of it. Obviously handbags.
Oh yeah.
Last
I
question.
like designer handbag or punchline that kills.
Oh, I have a bag addiction. So as much as I want a punchline that kills,
So, next time we talk to Heidi, we'll be in Paris with tequila, designer handbag, and
Punchline that kills.
fashion drama story.
Fashion drama.
oh
Guys,
my God.
thank you so much for watching. Heidi, thank you so much for coming here and
Thank
giving us so much laugh.
And we will post about Heidi's comedy nights. And if you join us there, comment, like, tag. What else, Vlada?
All of it.
Subscribe and share and press that bell button,
Yes, please
that
do so.
notification. And this is Ines and Vlada. And remember, fashion fades, but great stories stay forever.
Fashion host.